A massive explosion erupted in Iran's largest shipping port, killing 40 and injuring over 1,000 people. Some highly dangerous chemicals used to make rocket fuel mysteriously exploded, causing serious damage to the strategic port of the Iranian regime. What exactly happened? We're going to get into all that on today's show. I'm Josiah Hilton, and this is the Israel Guys. On Saturday, a massive fire broke out in the Iranian port of Shahid Rajai, and shortly after that, an enormous explosion shook the port. As of today, the death toll is at 40 people with over 1,000 wounded. So the Shahid Rajai port is the country's largest commercial port, located on Iran's southern coast. This massive explosion reportedly occurred in a shipment from China of chemicals used to produce rocket fuel. A spokesperson for Iran's crisis management organization told an Iranian news agency, quote, "The cause of the explosion was the chemicals inside the containers." The Iranian port received a shipment of sodium perchlorate, which is a major component for rocket fuel, back in March from the country of China. The fuel was most likely going to be used to replenish Iran's ballistic missile stocks, which had been depleted by Iran's 2 direct ballistic missile attacks on Israel just last year. These chemicals were, for some reason, still located in the port and mysteriously exploded. Now, Iran's supply of rocket fuel has again been diminished. Because of the significant death toll in this explosion, Iranian authorities have declared 3 days of public mourning across the province. And state TV reported yesterday that all schools and offices in the provincial capital of Bandar Abbas, near the port, were ordered to close to allow authorities to focus on the emergency effort. As of this morning, Monday morning, fires are still raging in different parts of the port as helicopters, firefighters, and first responders continue their efforts to extinguish the flames. Now, Iran's health ministry urged the residents of the region to avoid going outside until further notice and to use protective masks. This explosion was so powerful that the Fars news agency in Iran reported that the blast was heard 30 miles away. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian expressed his sympathy for the victims of the deadly blast, saying he had, quote, issued an order to investigate the situation and the causes. Now, what caused the chemicals to ignite still remains unclear, although theories are already starting to circulate and accusations have been hurled at the state of Israel. A member of the Iranian parliament, Mohammad Siraj, said, "Israel was involved in the explosion. It was not accidental. Clear evidence point to Israeli involvement." Siraj went on, "There were explosives planted in the container, either in their country of origin or along the transportation route. We do not rule out the involvement of internal factors in planting the explosives in the containers. The explosion occurred at 4 different locations." Now, while it's not absurd to think that Israel was involved in the explosion, it is, as of now, not clear what caused the explosion, and this Iranian member of parliament did not provide any evidence to support his theory of Israeli involvement. Israel's government has, as of yet, not commented on the explosion in the port, although an unnamed Israeli official is quoted by some Israeli media as saying that Israel did not have anything to do with the explosion. This Iranian port where the explosion occurred is a very, very important site for the Iranian terror regime. According to Benny Sabtai, an expert in the Iran program at the Institute for National Security Studies, the port that blew up in the southern Iranian city was the most important port for the Iranian regime, not only because it was the largest port in Iran, but because the hub was used by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps to transfer weapons to terrorist organizations like Hezbollah and the Houthis. Also, the damage to the regime could be significant. Sabtai also said this, quote, "The section that exploded was extremely vital to the Iranian regime's survival. If infrastructure important to the IRGC's oil transfer operations or the reception of vital goods was damaged, this could have a significant impact." Now, if Sabtai is right, then this could be a big blow to the Iranian regime and their terror activities. All this is happening while Trump says that he is closing in on a deal with Iran over their nuclear programs. Trump told reporters last night, quote, "We'll have something without having to start dropping bombs all over the place." In a second, we're going to talk about an IDF airstrike in a suburb of Beirut. But first, Magen David Adom is Israel's emergency services system, which means that they're the first ones on the scene of every terror attack, rocket attack, car attack, heart attack, whether it's terror-related or not. They dispatch every ambulance in the nation, and they receive thousands of emergency calls every single day. They are the ones who are the front lines of this seven-front war that Israel is still facing to this very day. Since October 7th, they have saved thousands of lives and continue to do so every single day. They need our help, though. 90% of their 35,000 EMTs, paramedics, and first responders are volunteers. They need more emergency vehicles, bandages, medical supplies, and so much more to respond to every terror attack and every other daily emergency that's happening here in Israel right now. People ask us what they can do to help bless Israel during this war. Well, this is one of the best ways that you can do that. You can be a part of making sure that Magen David Adom is equipped with everything that they need to save more lives here in Israel. Go to savelivesinisrael.com to make a real difference today. The link is down in the description below. Although the war with Hezbollah in Lebanon has not been talked about too much since the ceasefire, Hezbollah still poses a very serious threat to the state of Israel. Now, the IDF has been watching every movement by the terrorist organization very, very closely. That's why, just yesterday, the IDF struck a missile warehouse in Beirut, Lebanon, in an airstrike. This Hezbollah facility was used for precision missiles and was located in the southern suburbs of Beirut, which has historically been used by these terrorists as a location for terrorist activities and a headquarters for the Hezbollah terrorist organization. Before carrying out this airstrike yesterday, the IDF issued a warning in advance to the residents nearby to evacuate the area. No casualties have been reported from the strike because of this evacuation notice. Both Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Defense Minister Israel Katz said in a joint statement that these missiles posed a significant threat to Israel, and Israel will not allow Hezbollah to grow stronger and pose any threat to it anywhere in Lebanon. The IDF said in a statement, the storage of missiles in this infrastructure site constitutes a blatant violation of the understandings between Israel and Lebanon and poses a threat to the state of Israel and its civilians. The Jerusalem Post reported that the Trump administration was briefed before this attack occurred and everything was coordinated with the United States. According to the Times of Israel, this was the first IDF attack in Lebanon and Hezbollah's stronghold since the two strikes in late March and early April, which had been the first strikes in Beirut since November 27th of 2024, when the ceasefire went into effect. Israel has been very careful to keep their part of the ceasefire agreement, but also to watch Hezbollah very closely and to respond to any significant threats posed by Hezbollah and clear violations of the ceasefire. Earlier on Sunday, the IDF also conducted a drone strike in southern Lebanon, targeting and eliminating a Hezbollah terrorist. Guys, let's continue to pray for the nation of Israel and for the entire Middle East. God is moving in big, big ways, so let's get engaged with what he is doing, especially here in the land of Israel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Magen David Adom. Go to savelivesinisrael.com or click the link in the description below to make a real difference in the nation of Israel. Subscribe, get the conversation going down in the comments below. And if you'd like to support our work here at The Israel Guys, head over to theisraelguys.com/donate. Also, if you have not purchased your tickets to attend our Israel Summit in Dallas, Texas, June 9th through 11th, make sure to go to theisraelguys.com and sign up there. As always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda and connect with the truth of what is happening here in Israel. We'll be back soon here at The Israel Guys.